Okay, I thought I'd give you a quick tutorial and a demonstration of how to build and fire a potato gun. I'm sorry I didn't bring you along with this and do a full build along, but this will give you a good idea for some of you DIYers. There's lots of other videos out there too. First thing I'd like to show you is my handle. I just formed this out of some regular Doug fir. And this is a barbecue igniter. I got this from Lowe's. The Home Depot didn't have this model, and this one worked the best. And if you notice, I have it just wired up so it pushes against it. Also, you'll want to run your wires so that they're inside the tube, but don't just drill holes and poke the wires through. Go ahead and attach it to a copper screw, and then put the screw in there and seal that up. Otherwise you'll get flames coming out. I don't know if there's any way I can get a shot of, forgive me while I adjust here, but I'll see if we can get a shot of the sparks in there. I'll see how that showed up. If not, I'll edit that whole section out. This is my sticker, of course. So the main body of the tube, of course, is just the PVC, and I've reduced it down to 1.5 inches. And the clever part about this particular one is I took 1.5 inches threaded bushing here, and I augered it out so I could put 1.25 inches clear through it, and then sharpened this end. So now I can just stick the potato on the end there, and I don't have to ram it. In a minute I'll show you how I do that. Down at the end here, I just built it back up, and I've made this. This serves no real purpose other than it makes it look cool when it's all together. Kind of a suppressor look. The business end of how to get a metered propane potato gun like this working is these bits right here. Make sure you get gas fittings, which both of these are. This will be on. And then this is just an air, just an air meter, but I can tell exactly how much pressure I'm putting in. And for this one, 40 is just about right. 40 pounds of pressure will fill this tube. And then when I release this one, you can hear that it dumps it into the main mixing chamber. I'll clear all that out before I demonstrate it for you. On this end, what I've done, if you can see it in there, the lighting is terrible, there's actually a computer mixing or a mixing fan in there, and it's nothing more than just a computer fan, and I've got it running off of 3 12-volt batteries. See if you can get a good decent view of that. Anyway, I should have brought you along so you could see how I put it all together, but this whole section here just unthreads. I threaded the computer fan I got from Radio Shack, was just the right size with just a little modifications, and it just threaded right into the interior threads of this. Then I put this all in there. I put my on-off switch and wired it up to those 3 batteries. And I wanted the 3 batteries at the end so that they could be replaced, and they're just held in there with Velcro. And it's worked just fine. And the computer fan has held up to many shots and doesn't seem to be wearing out at all, so that's good. Okay, I'll put it all back together and show you how it works. Okay, for the first bit, I'll show you how to put the potato in. If I can do this one-handed. Sorry, the video is a little shaky. It's much easier than the old style of going from the front. This way you just press it on. Like that. And then just thread her in. Before I thread it in though, I'm going to clear out all that MAP gas I dumped in there by turning on my little computer fan. That'll draw clean air in from this side, and then push it through there, so I'll have good clean air in there. And I should say that nobody should try any of this at home. This is for educational purposes only, particularly the part that I'm about to do now. I'm going to take a little bit of this old oxygen tank we have and run some nice clean oxygenated air into the back, and that'll give me a little bit bigger boom. I wouldn't try that with pure oxygen because it would probably turn into a bomb. Okay, so here's our target. Just wanted to show you how thick that is. That's 3/4 inch furniture grade plywood. And this is my railroad tie anvil. Should give us a good backstop. I'm not sure if it'll go through it or not, but it'll sure make a good test. Let's see if I can get you set up so we can see the target area. All right. In 3, 2, 1. Wow. I'm not sure I should add oxygen anymore. Let's take a look at the aftermath. Smash that 3/4 inch plywood like nothing. Okay, just as a side note, that explosion was a lot louder than the microphone on the camera picked up. In fact, if you listen, you can hear me stumble over my words because I was taken aback by the explosion. Don't use oxygen in your propane Canon, kids. Okay, boys and girls, I'd like to talk about the aftermath of that shot and why I'm stupid. Should not have introduced oxygen into the situation. I didn't have a breach on the main container here, but there are stress marks on this guy. I've shot this dozens of times and never had problems with the Velcro melting, and the Velcro that holds the batteries in there has melted and will no longer hold the batteries. And in addition, I exploded my computer fan, which has survived dozens of shots. But that explosion was violent enough to do it in. So let that be a lesson to you. Stick to MAP gas or propane. See if my sparker still works. Well, at least that's still working.